This is the sixth gate of Kammasaka Zen, known as Hands of the Master. This is Dharma talk number 8. And it's the interconnection of the sixth gate of Kammasaka, Hands of the Master, the sixth ox herding pitcher, riding the ox home, the koan, when walking, just walk, when sitting, just sit, the fourth step on the eightfold path, known as right action, and the second of the six perfections, the perfection of morality. In the philosophical landscape of Zen, it is vastly layered, weaving through metaphors, teachings and practices that illuminate the path to awakening. And among the sixth gate of Kammasaka, the sixth ox herding pitcher, the koan, when walking just walk and when sitting just sit, and the fourth step of the eightfold path, right action, and also the second of the Buddha's perfections, the perfection of morality. These form a profound interconnection. Each represents a piece of the intricate puzzle of realizing spontaneity, ethical living, non-duality. Yet together they point towards the seamless dance between action, morality, and an enlightened existence or enlightened being. The sixth gate embodies a Zen understanding of non-duality and spontaneity. We've talked about this. In the Kammasaka tradition, it is a metaphor for acting with pure presence, simply free from the attachment to self or result. The master's hand symbolizes the immediacy and intimacy of enlightened action. Actions that are arising effortlessly, like the unfolding of a flower, in perfect response to the needs of the moment. So this spontaneity, it's not impulsive or unmindful. Rather, it is deeply rooted in the wisdom of interconnectedness and the emptiness of inherent selfhood. The Master's hands reflects the state where the ego dissolves and the practitioner becomes a vessel for the flow of life itself. So the action ceases to be mine or yours. Instead, it simply arises. It arises perfectly tuned to the circumstances. And this understanding aligns with the Zen principle of non-duality, which features that separation between self and other, or action and reaction, or the actor and the action. It's just simply illusionary. It's the total illusion. So when the Master's hand moves, its entire universe is moving through it. The sixth ox herding pitcher, riding the ox home, symbolises a stage in the Zen journey where we as practitioners begin to integrate the experience of awakening into our everyday life. So after capturing the ox representing the true nature or the nature of enlightened awareness, then we as practitioners can now ride it, suggesting a union of the self with our fundamental nature. Now, this ox, once wild and elusive, is now tamed, and the practitioner moves harmoniously with it. So this picture teaches that enlightenment, it's not an escape from the world, but rather it's a total integration into it. Riding the ox home implies bringing the clarity and peace of awakening back into our daily life, embodying wisdom in our ordinary actions. It is the essence of living the Master's hands in practice, living with spontaneity, presence, and natural ease. And the image of riding the ox, it harmonises with the teachings of spontaneity found in the sixth gate. The rider and the ox, once separate, now act as one. This unity mirrors disillusion of duality, and in enlightened living, where every action becomes an expression of our connection and our interconnection in the state of oneness and authenticity. And then the koan, when walking just walk, when sitting just sit. This koan beautifully encapsulates the Zen emphasis on mindfulness and simplicity. It points to the profound practice of fully inhabiting the present moment, free from distraction or dualistic thinking. To just walk when walking, to just sit when sitting. It is simply dissolves the ego's tendency to try and fragment experience into past or future, or conceptualization. This koan resonates deeply with the Master's hands and the sixth ox herding picture, because both emphasize the seamlessness of enlightened action, where there is no separation between doer and the deed. And to walk with pure intention is simply to embody the Master's hands. It's to ride the ox with ease. This practice requires letting go. Letting go of the self-centered mind that just constantly seeks to control or judge. And instead, we simply surrender ourselves to the flow of life. Because Zen is life, and life is Zen. So moreover, the koan underscores the ethical dimension of Zen practice itself. When one's actions arise from full presence, they are naturally aligned with what is skillful and beneficial. And this alignment connects directly to the fourth step of the Noble Eightfold Path, and the second of the Buddha's six perfections. Right action is the ethical dimension of the Eightfold Path, and it emphasises conduct that is harmonious, non-harming, and based in compassion. It includes refraining from killing, refraining from stealing, refraining from sexual misconduct. But it also goes farther. It goes beyond mere adherence to rules. Right action arises naturally. It rises naturally from a mind that is free from greed, free from hatred, and free from delusion. And this principle aligns with the spontaneity and the ethical clarity of the hands of the Master, where actions emerge from a state of non-duality and presence, because they are inherently ethical, because they are not tainted by self-centered motives. And riding the ox home is not just about internal harmony, but about bringing that harmony into relationships and society through compassionate and skillful action. Right action also reflects the wisdom of the koan, to just walk or just sit. It is to act without attachment or aversion, allowing morality to arise, not from imposed rules, but from the clarity of mindfulness. And the second of the Buddha's perfections, sila, or morality, provides the ethical foundation for the path to enlightened awareness. It encompasses the practical or the practice of ethical precepts and the cultivation of virtuous habits. But, like right action, it transcends rigid rule following. Sila is about morality, is about embodying natural ethical sensitivity that simply arises from understanding interdependence and the absence of a fixed self. So this perfection, it's deeply connected to the Master's hands, where action is not dictated by ego or attachment, but it flows from the intuitive wisdom of interconnectedness, oneness. It also resonates with the sixth ox herding picture, as the practitioner who rides the ox home embodies the sila in daily life, responding to each moment with compassion and integrity. And then the koan and sila converge in their emphasis on simplicity and presence. To walk when walking or sit when sitting is to act with complete attention, free from the distractions of the selfish desires and aversions. And it's this purity of action. It is the essence of morality in the Buddha's sense, living in harmony with this interconnected fabric of existence. So the sixth gate, the sixth ox herding picture, the koan, when walking just walk, when sitting just sit, right action and the perfection of morality, they weave together the internal and external aspects of the Zen and Buddhist path. And then at their heart simply lies the realization of non-duality and the understanding that the self is not separate from the world, and that the actor and the action are one. So the hands of the Master represents the culmination of this understanding in action. It is spontaneous. It is an uncontrived response to life that arises from a mind free of delusion. And then riding the ox home demonstrates how this understanding is integrated into daily life, transforming every moment into an expression of awakening. And then the koan teaches the practitioner to return to the simplicity of presence, stripping away all these layers of distraction and ego, because they are the things that obscure the natural flow of life. So right action and morality provide the ethical foundation for this journey. They remind us that the path is not just about personal liberation, but it's about living in a way that benefits others and a way that harmonises with the world. And when this action arises from the clarity of the Master's hands, it naturally fulfills the principles of right action and morality. And this interconnectedness, it reveals a profound truth. The profound truth that morality, mindfulness, and wisdom, they're not separate aspects of the path, but they're the facets of the same jewel. So to walk the path of the sixth gate, to ride the ox home, to embody the koan, and to live according to the right action and morality, is to simply live a life that reflects the independence and the unity of all things.